Second segment of our Forerunners Only 4-week tips, and Dr. DeFabio. This is about improving running efficiency. Now I'm running solo today, literally. Mike's not here, so I got my running shoes on. I'm wearing QCs. They're a really great neutral shoe, so a shout out to them. Running efficiency is all about taking what you're doing with running and creating movement forward. Movement forward. All right? Any movement side to side, up and down, is loss of motion and loss of energy and loss of efficiency. But how do elite runners improve their efficiency? Well, they run a lot, and they develop a stiff leg, and they also develop an appropriate heel and foot strike. And how do they do that? Through practice. But how you can do that is by, that's right, you can learn how to get more efficient by, that's what I said. You need to run quietly. Because by running quietly, it controls your ground reaction forces. If you're running like that, you're jamming up all these, you're losing all this energy from your feet into your knees, into your hips. And it will give you shin pain, it will give you foot pain, it will give you knee pain. But more importantly, you're losing efficiency. So the first thing you have to train yourself to do is to land quietly. How do you do that? Just start with some jumping. You got to be able to jump and land quietly. But notice, when I jumped, it was quiet, my knees are straight, my feet are straight, my hips are level. I got news for you guys. Running is not this, like our last exercise. That's not running, okay? Running's not this. Running is that. You have to be able to jump, land, and stay stable. So for my runners, if you can't do this and stay stable, if you can't hop and land on one foot and stay stable, you have a lot of issues that have to be corrected. Let's work on it. First, jumping. When you can do that, then you can go to some hopping. But it's got to be quiet. Essential, it's quiet. You need to control those ground reaction forces and stick the landing, just like you would stick the landing if I was a gymnast. Very important. When that gets easy, you have to add an unstable surface and go barefoot, because it'll give you more strength. Stability trainers, TheraBand stability trainers are great for this. And you just, those are a little wide, work on jumping first, nice and quiet, sticking the landing, and then into hopping. Now, if you don't have stability trainers, what you can do is go to your local school or turf field and do this barefoot on the turf. Not as unstable, but at least you'll get your feet to wake up and strengthen. If you are going to train on the turf, turf gets really, really hot. So don't do it in midday. Don't do it after the sun's been on it. You're going to burn your feet. If you live near the beach, go run on the sand, same thing. Be careful about getting blisters. Not so much from the hotness of the sand, but the sand is really rough. It can give you some blisters. But running a few strides 2 to 3 times a week will also help, barefoot, will also help reduce those ground reaction forces, which will give you more leg stiffness, which will give you more efficiency. That's your tip for this week. I'm Dr. DeFabio, and stay tuned for next week. Thanks for liking and sharing.